Everyone. Welcome to this month's process and development video. I just wanted to start by saying thank you so much for your lovely, kind words and comments on the end of last month's video. I know I said that I think I'm going to change the release date of these videos, but I'm off to Bologna Book Fair tomorrow. Tonight, actually, I'm going up to the airport, but I'm going to Bologna Book Fair tomorrow, and I thought, you know what? I would really like to wrap this month up. So when I come back from Bologna Book Fair, I have a nice, quiet-ish week. And we've got a few bits planned in there. We're going to have a live call and a co-working call, but I'm just really looking forward to drawing when I'm back for me. And that's what this video is going to be about, because what I'm doing is I am setting myself up to be able to draw stress-free when I'm back. So I'll explain a little bit as we go on. But I just wanted to start by chatting a little bit about what I'm thinking of doing for the next few months, because those of you who've been a little here for a little while will know that this January I set quarterly goals. So January to March, my quarterly goals were to get ahead with Patreon, to draw more, and to read and write more. I didn't draw every day, which I guess kind of comes back to what I'm going to do for the next sort of quarterly goal. I did share more work online. I challenged myself to share 3 posts a week on Instagram, and I didn't do that. I think the change in AI sort of came, not the change, but like the changes that are possibly happening with AI have sort of put me off doing that. And at the moment, Patreon feels like a really safe space to share this new work with you. But yeah, I'm slightly apprehensive, I suppose, about AI. So sort of sharing more work online didn't happen. But what I did do was I did get really ahead with Patreon. So I have figured out the next few months of live calls and themes and videos. I haven't filmed them, but I'm ahead in the sense that I know what's coming. So that feels really good. And this is the first month where I've not really been here. So I've been away for the book tour, and then I'm going away to Bologna. So I've not really been here this month. So next month I'm not as ahead with, but for the last 3 months I have been ahead, which is amazing, and it's the most ahead I've ever been with Patreon. So that does feel good. And then writing more, I feel like I've got in a really good writing routine. It's slipped whilst I've been away on this book tour, but I've written more in the last 3 months than I have done in consistently in the last, I don't know, ever. I don't think I've ever been this consistent with my writing. And what I feel really excited by is the more I write, the more confident I feel. And going away on book tour was really good because I met Bex Hogan, and we were chatting about the idea of writing for older children. Bex has a few series now of books which are for older audience, or older audiences. That's hard to say. So it's made me think, like, okay, if I wanted to write for an older audience, what would that be about? Would that sit in the same world as What Do You See When You Look at a Tree and Time Runs Like a River? Or would that be something completely different? Would it take on part of like the interest I have in fantasy? Would it take on the interest I have in like witchcraft, and like and all of that side of the things that I love reading myself. So yeah, some things to think about there. So that's been really good. I did make myself April to June goals. Like, I'd already popped them down. I haven't actually read them. So since I wrote them. So the goals for April to June apparently are: finish writing book, draw for yourself and make more self-published books, printmaking and do more screen printing courses, and possibly offer one-to-one tutorials or smaller group workshops in Devon. So finishing writing book will happen April to June. And I think it needs to be sort of finish writing book and continue writing. So even when this book is finished, I think continuing that writing routine and enjoying writing, which I am, is going to be part of that. Printmaking, explore more printmaking. I haven't been back to screen print for a month because I've been away, and then I've been doing Bologna deadlines, but I'm so excited to get back, and I have so many ideas and so many thoughts about printmaking. So I'm excited to get back next month. One-to-one tutorials and smaller group workshops in Devon. I think my goal here isn't to offer those during April and June, but my goal is to start researching into how I could offer those going forward, and whether that's something I want to explore more of, rather than having these. I have the opportunity next year to run several large retreats, but to juggle that alongside picture book work, which is what I would really like to focus on this year. It means that if I focus on it this year, I'm setting myself up for next year. And I don't think I can do that alongside several large retreats. So I'm trying to figure out sort of what will my day look like in a year's time, is what I'm trying to set up for myself now. And then the other thing on the list was to draw for yourself and make some more self-published books. So, and that is where the second part of this video is going to come in, because one thing I have been doing, or one thing I have been thinking about, is creating more books and offering more different kinds of books. So at the moment, we've got our Devon and Cornwall sketchbook, which is sold out. We've got our New Zealand sketchbook, which is in stock. And then we've got the transitional sketchbook, which is out of stock. So the transitional sketchbook, I've had a sample proof through from a different printers, and I'm happy with the quality. It's a different format, but I think that's quite nice, because it's kind of like the flat lay sketchbook that we did before is kind of that limited edition, and then maybe we'll do that going forward. Like the first 100 will always be in flat lay, and then the second 100 will be in like a normal print, and that's kind of like maybe like a special edition. We launch a special edition flat lay to begin with. I'm only doing that possibly because they have more options of going wrong. I had all sorts of printing issues when I did the transitional sketchbook, which is what's put me off doing a reprint of them. But what I also would like to explore more of is zines. My friends make zines, and I think that it would be really nice to perhaps do like one big book a year, but then have like mini zine releases in between. And one thing I would really like to do, so I'm going to let's share. I've just been talking over the top of some drawing that I've done for myself today, which was so nice. I took 40 minutes earlier and just drew for myself. And I don't remember the last time I did that properly. And it was so lovely. And it was inspired by going to Francis Ives's live call, which I did this week, and also listening to Emily Sutton talk. So Emily Sutton did a talk for Orange Beak Studio, and she was talking about these personal projects that she has and how they can last sort of 10 plus years. And I had never had before, I've never had a project that's lasted that long. But I thought about how over the last 5 years, I've been working towards these goals that I set myself. So, like 2019, I came back from Bologna Book Fair and I was like, I think I'm going to go back into picture books. And 5 years later, I've had 3 books published and I'm working on my 4th. And it kind of feels like a really nice time to go, okay, what's going to be the next 5 years? And so this is where this comes in. So I find that I'm really enjoying drawing. I love drawing at my desk, but I love the possibilities that gives me, but I also love the work I create when I'm not at my desk. So whether that's on location or drawing on the sofa. But what I'm finding is that if I want to put my phone away in the evening and not look at my phone screen, I don't want to then have it on my lap, draw it and use it for drawing from reference photos. So what I thought I would do is make myself a reference photo book. So this is the first reference photo book I'm going to make. And I was thinking earlier that it will become sort of like a series. So I will have this one for spring, and then possibly in a couple of months' time, I'll make one for like summer, and then maybe we'll do an autumn one, and then we'll do a winter one. Or it's a possibility that I might do, this has got like a real gardening, outdoor nature, cats, flowers, plants feel to it. And possibly the next one, it might not be a summer theme, it might have a different theme. Like I'm really enjoying these. I wonder if I can put one in here actually. What these sort of black and white photos, which I keep collecting together on Unsplash. So it might be that I do like a black and white photo reference book. But I'm enjoying, really enjoyed putting this together. So all these pictures are royalty free, they're all from Unsplash. And what I've done is I've collected to get, and I've picked them for me. And then what I've done is I've used a website. I just picked Vistaprint at random. I've not had a sample from them. I've not used them for a photo book before. But I've really enjoyed putting this together on Vistaprint. I picked a landscape format book, and then I picked like I chose my own layout. So I uploaded all the pictures. And then what I've done is, if you've watched my video this month where I talked about the PowerPoint I put together for A Home as a Nest, what I've done is done this. I've done it in a similar way. So each page has been put together, and I've put together images which I think I could create a scene from. So each night I could open up one of these pages on the sofa, or afternoon or morning, or whenever I'm drawing from this book, whether I'm taking it out with me into the garden and drawing, or whether I'm going to a coffee shop, I could take this book with me. I could take my sketchbook with me, and I could either use all the images to create one scene, like a mashup image, or I can just pick one of the images and draw from that. This one really is like a bit of a test. I don't know if this is the best size. I've picked 28 by, where's my ruler? I don't know where it is actually. I did measure it out, but I've picked 28 by 21 centimeters. I mean, it's going to be bigger than my phone screen, which is what I'm currently using when I'm drawing from the sofa, or drawing in a cafe, or drawing on like a train or something. So I'm just excited to see what happens from this, and use it as like a starting point for this new personal project. And I think my kind of goal with this personal drawing project is going to be that it will become either a book or a zine, depending on the type of work that I create. Or they could become really nice story starters for my portfolio to go up on my agent's website, or they could become something else. And I don't really want to, I want to give myself like a little bit of a remit, so a little bit of boundaries. So the idea is that this book is, and I'm going to draw from this book, and I'm going to draw in my sketchbook, and I'm going to explore possibly putting these photographs together to create one image, or I'm just going to draw from the images. And the output is possibly going to be either a sketchbook book or a sketchbook zine. And other than that, I've not got really any other boundaries with it. I think a time scale for me would be really good. So maybe we're going to work for the next 4 months, which would fit into our April, May, June, July. No, April, May, June, our 3 month. Maybe I'll work within 3 months. So 12 weeks. We'll see how we're looking at the end of 12 weeks, or perhaps we'll do 8 weeks, and then that gives us 4 weeks to scan everything in and make it into a book. So yeah, maybe eight weeks. And I'm hoping if I order this today, it's quite expensive. It's going to cost me about £75 to have this printed. But if it can kind of kickstart a project for me, I mean, if I spent £75 on Jackson's, I mean, I wouldn't really think about it. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see how I get on with this. I'm going to see if I use it, and I will report back next month. I'll let you know how I'm getting on. And if we're giving ourselves an 8-week project, then we'll be about halfway through. So we can look at the work we've made. We can see how I'm using this book. We can see where I'm using it. We can see what it's sparked so far, because I've started off this sort of theme of these like nature and garden themes with the idea that I could also do some drawing on location in my own garden, or in my parents' garden. So although these are all images, royalty-free images, they're definitely starting points. And maybe the next book I make, I could also include, I was thinking I could also include like some of my own photographs, or I could also include some of my own drawings, because that could be really fun to use then as a reference point. Like a drawing to draw from could be really interesting. So yeah, that is what I'm currently working on. I'm going to start this new project. We're going to work on it together for the next 3 months, and we're going to see how we get on. So thank you so much for listening to me. I'm hoping you can't hear the cat snoring in the background. She has been gently snoring whilst I've been recording this, but it's just getting very slightly louder now. But I'm going to go order my photo book, and I will catch up with you all next month when I'm back from Bologna, and hopefully have been inspired. Hopefully my book's arrived and I'm feeling really inspired and have been drawing from it. So thanks so much everyone for watching this video. Thank you for all your kind comments last month. I'll keep you updated how I get on with this, and I will see you after Bologna. Thanks everyone. Bye. Bye.